Hi, Kyle. So sorry I was out sick last week. I may still sound a little funny. Um, but I thought it was very appropriate to try to do an all sign language video to talk about a silent voice. Now, I didn't get to talk much about a silent voice last week because one, I was not talking, and two, I could barely sign the words that I signed in that sign language only video. So it was a little hard to explain what a silent voice is. A silent voice is a manga that is about a guy in grade school who bullied a deaf girl in his class. And it's also about that girl. It's horrifying. It's super sad. The first volume I was reading in public, and thankfully someone recognized me and came up and distracted me because I think I would have burst out crying if no one had broken me out of reading a silent voice. So this guy bullied this girl in school and did some genuinely horrible things. And it kind of shows you the emotional points of him when he realizes how horrible he was and trying to make up for it, and her just going through life as someone who is deaf. It was such a good manga, and I think it's one of the few manga to win an American Comic Award. And most of the time, American comic book industry likes to pretend like Japan doesn't exist, even though manga outsells American comics like no one's business. And I think My Hero Academia is way bigger than Batman in the United States right now. Most people only talk about Batman despite it not even selling that many copies anymore. The fact that A Silent Voice won an award, an Eisner, is pretty amazing. And then last year it became an anime and did really well. I think the only thing that held it back last year was the fact that Your Name came out, which is also really good, but it doesn't speak to that emotional pull that A Silent Voice does. A Silent Voice makes you care about the bully and the person who's bullied in a way that you don't really see that often. And at the end of it, I was still thinking, this guy is a terrible person, full stop. But I was still kind of rooting for him. And it was how am I having Breaking Bad style feelings about the character development in this? It was all over the place. There's also a movie that I saw this weekend that also is really good. It came out last year that was completely overshadowed by Your Name, which is called In This Corner of the World. And it's about a town near Hiroshima during World War II. You can probably guess. Man, what a great time to cry. Kyle, what makes you cry? You'll be fine. Probably. I mean, I don't know what makes you cry. It could be really bad, and I'm sorry if I brought that up. This is awkward, and I'm going to stop now. See you next week.